Good morning, Sabres. This is Sumner News Action 21, and today we have a very interesting topic. This morning, a 16-year-old teenager has just been arrested for harming his teacher while we don't know the cause. According to our reporters, the teen snuck a knife into the school and stabbed his teacher while they were in the bathroom.
We have new updates. We do know the identity of the teen and teacher, but we will not release it at this time. Apparently, the teen tried to harm his teacher because he had built up anger that needed to be released. And it took it out on the teacher and stabbed him 6 times. We will now hand it over to our news reporter, Azra.
As you can see behind, we are at Washington High School where this mishap occurred. The incident happened around 10 this morning in the boys' restroom. The teacher was using the bathroom when the student came in and started stabbing him. He started to scream until security guards came in and took the student into custody. The teacher is expected to live and make a full recovery. The prosecutors are in the process of trying this kid as adult. Back to you, Anaya and Nevaeh.
That poor
That
kid,
student is getting what he deserves and needs to deal with his consequences.
as I was saying before you interrupted me, that poor kid does not need to be tried as an adult. That's just wrong.
Do you really feel bad for this kid? He stabbed his teacher.
I know what he did was wrong, but you heard what they said. He had so much anger built up, and they don't know the exact reason. This happened, and they should at least hear his side of the story. Think about it. If it was your child, he could be facing prison for the rest of his life.
Well, I will look him dead in the face and say, if only you hadn't stabbed your teacher, you would still have your life. Besides, the prosecutors are keeping troubled criminal teens off the streets.
Girl, that's just cold. But you have to look past that. It's putting kids behind bars and keeping the trouble away. This stuff affects you, our children, and our community.
How does this affect all of these things? Trying kids as adults helps me and the community. It helps me by saving money, and there's less kids I have to look after, and it's good for the community because it can keep these troubled kids off the streets. What could possibly be wrong with that?
No. On this note, we will go to a commercial break.
It's been 10 years since I've been to a Chuck E. Cheese, spent time with my friends, and even seen my family. I miss my mom. I love her. One stupid mistake has changed my whole life. I sold drugs when I was younger. My mom always told me, Kennedy, don't do it. It's not worth it, but I didn't listen. Now that I've been in here forever. I haven't seen anything, done anything, and matter of fact, learned anything. But I did learn from my mistakes. So why am I still here? Can you help me? Let me know.
We are back with our debate about kids being tried as adults.
And back to what I was saying. Trying kids as adults will reduce the crime rates, and justice will be served to those victims. And juvenile crime is just on the rise. It needs to be stopped.
Well, those are all good points, but is that all you can think of? There are far more negative effects on trying kids as adults.
Well, enlighten me with your facts, because you seem to know so much about this topic and why it would hurt us.
Glad. First of all, it would not reduce crime rates. It would actually increase them even more. It would increase crime rates because when kids get out of jail, they would have lost all of their hope. And they would still have anger towards the world. Eventually, they would commit a crime that would just lead them back to prison.
Wait, so why would they commit a crime that would put them right back in prison?
This happens because when they get out of prison, they are not taught how to live in the real world. And the only thing they will think of is all the bad things that have already happened. They won't have any good help to have a good life.
Well, since you love your... I can see why that would happen, but that's just how it is.
Well, since you love your money so much, trying these kids costs us a lot of money. Who do you think pays for the prisons and pays taxes for the trials that the kids have? They add it onto our taxes so that they can have the money to do it. In some places like New Orleans, they spend up to $7 million on kids being sent to prisons.
Are you serious? We had to pay for these kids to get into prison?
Yeah.
Wait, that means less money to buy shoes, clothes, and clothing? That's cruel and unusual punishment. Tell me more.
Okay, I have a question. Have you ever thought about what would happen to these kids while they're in prison? Or if they have any mental illnesses that may have caused them to commit a crime?
No, I never really thought about it like that.
You see, not a lot of people think about these things. They just think of this so-called good deed. When kids are in these prisons with grown people, they have a higher risk of violence. Kids are 5 times more likely to be sexually assaulted, commit suicide, and homicide. These little kids cannot survive in these places that are far worse than anywhere else for a little kid to be at. When these kids die, it will be labeled as unspecified cause or inmate assaults.
I never thought of that. All them poor kids basically fighting for their lives and kids dying in there because we put them in there?
Exactly. The last reason is that it's not right to put these kids into prisons. They are dealing with all these issues, they may be bipolar, they may have other mental illnesses. Putting kids into prisons if they need illnesses is wrong. Also, some kids have problems at home, like abuse. Other reasons cause them to be violent. And teens' minds are not as mature as adults, so they can't really comprehend what they're doing.
Wow, I never really thought about these things before you said that. I mean, these are some really good points that you made about kids being tried as adults. You made me see a new side of this topic, and now I believe that kids shouldn't be tried as adults anymore. I'm glad that you talked to me about this. But I have one more question. What would you do differently than trying kids as adults?
Well, I was thinking we can make more stricter and efficient programs that can actually help kids with their problems such as anger and other violent behaviors. If these kids end up in situations like this, there should be a child version of prison where they can actually get education and learn how to survive when they get out.
That's a good idea. I think that it should be more effective than just sending kids to prison with adults.
Exactly. But that's all the time we have for today, folks. So tune in tomorrow afternoon at 12 p.m.
Indeed. And don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Saber News Action 21.